Hi everyone, welcome to my channel International Storyteller. In this channel, you will find true horror stories worldwide. These stories are for entertainment purposes only. In this video, I will tell you the ghost story of the Red Lady of Huntingdon College. Huntingdon College is considered one of the most haunted colleges in the United States. This college is located in Montgomery, which is the capital city of the U.S. state of Alabama. But earlier in 1854, this college was established in Tuskegee, which is a city in the U.S. state of Alabama. During that time, the college was named Tuskegee Women's College, and only female students used to enroll there. In 1910, the college campus was relocated to Montgomery, and the college was renamed the Women's College of Alabama. But with a few more changes in the name of the college, male students began attending the college. Then in 1935, the name of the college was finally changed to Huntingdon College. There are many ghosts that are haunting the Huntingdon College. The first story is about a female student ghost that haunts the college even after she is dead. Earlier only female students were allowed to enroll at Huntingdon College, but later male students were also allowed to enroll at the college. It was during the 1910s that a young female student fell deeply in love with a male student in the college campus. Most of the time they made their romance under the shade of the campus's ancient oak tree. But the First World War broke out during that time. The young male student was called away to serve in the war. The female student was left alone and heartbroken at the college campus. The lonely female student started to have a life of pain and suffering. She promised to wait for her lover until he returned to the college. Most of the time she wore a red dress, which is a symbol of her love's uniform. Days turned into months, and months turned into years, but her beloved boyfriend never returned from the war. The weight of her pain became too much to bear, and she could not continue the lonely life without her boyfriend. As a result, the young girl finally ended her life in the college campus. Thus the young girl met a tragic end at Huntingdon College. After she is dead, a female ghost dressed in a red gown starts to roam the halls of Huntingdon College. Many students who witnessed the ghost said whenever the ghost of the female student appeared, they heard the sorrowful voice of a female weeping and crying. Her presence is often associated with the smell of fresh roses, which many people believed was a reminder of the undying love of her boyfriend. The next haunting story is about a strange ghost known as Frank the Library Ghost. This is another ghost that haunts the library building in Huntingdon College, known as Houghton Memorial Library. Since the ghost of Frank haunts only the library building, his ghost is also known as the Library Ghost. This ghost is one of the most mysterious ghosts in Huntingdon colleges because there is no backstory about this ghost called Frank. During the 1980s, many students who went to the library claimed to have frequently encountered with the ghost of Frank. Students said that books would unexpectedly fall off from the shelves by itself. They would also hear someone walking from behind the shelves in the library room, but when they checked, no one would be there. The library staff members said that they would leave a room scattered and the door closed. But when they returned back to the library room, all the books and other items were all mysteriously rearranged, and the door would be found wide open. Because of these strange incidents, students don't enjoy studying on the top floor of the library building. Although the ghost of Frank is known to be a harmless spirit. So there are several ghosts that haunt Huntingdon College in the U.S. state of Alabama, but the most famous and scary ghost is a female ghost known as the Red Lady of Huntingdon College. Till today, many students have reported seeing a woman dressed in red and standing in the window of the old dormitory building where female college students used to stay. The old dormitory building is known as the Pratt Hall, and it is located at the center of the college campus. The ghost of the Red Lady of Huntingdon College mostly haunts the dormitory building known as Pratt Hall. The ghost story of the Red Lady of Huntingdon College began one night when a female student named Sky Alley saw a mysterious glowing red light in her room. One night, after all lights were out, a female student, Sky Alley, who stayed on the upper floor of the Pratt Hall building, saw a mysterious glowing red light passing through the hole under the door of her room. Sky Alley was so curious about the mysterious glowing red light that entered her room. So, she looks from her doorways and witnesses a female ghost in a beautiful red gown. The female ghost also carried a red umbrella and was moving up and down the corridor of the hall. The ghostly figure of the female radiated a red light that can be seen very clearly in the dark. The female ghost continued to roam the Pratt Hall building until early morning. Then, in 1973, during the summer break, some employees who worked at the campus radio station spent the night in the Pratt Hall building. They had a good time joking around and playing poker games. After a while, one guy named Harvey stood up and went looking for a restroom inside the Pratt Hall building. But a few minutes later, he ran back into the room and screamed that she was out there. When his friend asks, "What do you mean?" Harvey replied, he saw a female ghost dressed in red while he was looking for the restroom. So they all ran out of the Pratt Hall building and swore never to stay late at night inside the building. So who is this lady dressed in red known as the Red Lady of Huntingdon College? And why is she haunting Huntingdon College? In order to know this, let us hear the story. Many people believe that the ghost of the Red Lady of Huntingdon College was a young girl named Martha. She was born to a wealthy family in New York, which is situated in the northeastern region of United States. But her parents were both natives of the U.S. state of Alabama. When Martha was just a young girl, her mother passed away. So, she was raised by her father and grandmother. She was the only child in her family. Since Martha's father went to work, she would be taken care of by her grandmother. So she grew a deep connection with her grandmother. Her grandmother attended Huntingdon College in Alabama when she was young. Martha's father also wanted his daughter to attend his mother's childhood college, which is Huntingdon College located in Alabama. Martha did not especially want to leave New York City and go to the state of Alabama for her education. But her father had a deep love and connection for his native home state, Alabama. While Martha did not want to leave her home in New York, she had to accept the wishes of her father. So Martha was ready to leave New York and go to the state of Alabama for her education, because she felt that she had no other choice. Then, in the early 1900s, Martha took a train from New York to Alabama. After she reached Huntingdon College, she lived on the fourth floor of the residential hall building known as Pratt Hall. When she arrived at Huntingdon College, her dress was all in red, and she also carried a red umbrella. All her belongings, such as clothes, bedspread, and trunk, were all red. She even brought a red curtain for her room windows and a red prayer carpet for the floor of her room. Martha's arrival on the college campus drew immediate attention to other fellow classmates, as she had a particular fondness for the color red. Although many of her fellow students asked her to explain why she was so obsessed with the color red. But Martha did not say anything other than saying, "I like red color." So, the moment Martha stayed at Huntingdon College, her classmates immediately gave her the nickname the Red Lady. Since Martha was from New York City, the way she acted, talked, and walked was different from other students who lived in Alabama. She was a shy girl as well as an unhappy-looking girl. So many of her classmates who lived together in the residential hall mock and make fun of her. So, Martha was deeply saddened by such behavior of other students. All Martha wanted was to make at least one or two friends who were studying at Huntingdon College, because she had no one whom she knew in the state of Alabama. Being a stranger in the college makes her surroundings very unfamiliar. She even did not speak to her roommate properly. So Martha could not make any friends among the students in the campus. With no friend, Martha sat alone and apart from other students in the classroom, as well as at the dining hall. When other girls came to visit Martha in her room, she seemed to be very unfriendly and did not show proper cooperation with them. So other girls eventually stopped coming to visit her. But in reality, many girls only come to Martha's room to see the red prayer carpet that she had bought from Turkey. All the students in the college always considered Martha an outsider on campus. So, Martha was unable to make any friends easily. Some girls even accused her, saying she actively discouraged her classmates whenever they attempted to befriend her. Martha was, after all, a young girl from New York, and she was not ready to call Alabama as her home. So, whatever the reason, she was a very unhappy girl with no friends on the college campus. Martha's unfriendly and unhappy manner made it very hard for any girls who stayed with her as roommates. So her first roommates ultimately found the situation unbearable and asked the house mother if she could move out and stay in another room. The house mother granted this request and put another girl in the room with Martha. The second girl also left the room after only a week. This procedure happened again and again as one roommate after another found it impossible to live with Martha's unfriendly manner. So for many weeks Martha lived alone in her room because she could not find any roommates to live with her. At last the dorm president of the Pratt Hall residential building moved into Martha's room and stayed with her. The dorm president was known for her ability to get along with everybody in the college. She decided to give Martha a chance to find her roommate. She did everything she could to make friends with Martha. As days passed, Martha soon became familiar with the dorm president as her new roommate. Martha believed things were looking good, and she was happy with her new roommate. However, many girls complained to the dorm president that Martha was cold, unfriendly, and had bad manners. After several complaints by many other girls on the campus, the dorm president too was brainwashed by the bad atmosphere. So, she decided to leave the room before she too became disliked by everyone for being friendly with the lonely girl Martha. Martha's roommate, who is also the dorm president, started to pack up her belongings and tried to leave the room. But things took a sudden turn once Martha returned to her room and witnessed her roommate preparing to leave. Soon Martha realized what was going on. She accused the dorm president for abandoning her, like all other girls at the college campus. Then Martha told the dorm president, "So you couldn't stand me either, like all the rest of your arrogant friends. I was beginning to think that you really wanted me to be your friend, but you hate me just like the rest of the girl. Well, I'm also glad to get rid of you. Now you can take your things and leave my room." But inside Martha's heart she was very upset due to the rejection by the dorm president, whom she believed was the only friend she had on the campus. Martha allegedly put a curse and warned the dorm president that, if she left her room, she would regret it for the rest of her life. Then the dorm president left the room, leaving behind Martha alone again. Soon, everyone in the Pratt Hall building could not stand the presence of Martha inside the building. As time went on, Martha became even more and more sad and lonely. Since she felt isolated from everyone, most of the time she retreated to her room, cutting herself out from the rest of the world. Later, Martha's behavior allegedly became even more strange. At night, she would wait until the lights were out and start roaming the Pratt Hall building alone. Then she would visit one room after another and would randomly open the doors of her classmates and scare them by staring right through them. As time passed, she took to walking up and down the halls during the darkest hours of the night. Sometimes she would also roam the surrounding area of the college campus at night, as it was the only time she could enjoy her surroundings without being teasing or mocked by her fellow classmates. However, one day, Martha had failed to attend any of her classes and had not been seen at any meals. She was absent from every event the whole day. Her former roommate, who is the dorm president, had a guilty feeling and decided to go see her, thinking that this time she might be able to help and befriend Martha in some way. So that evening, the dorm president decided to check on Martha to see if anything was wrong. Martha's room was located at the end of the corridor of the fourth floor of the Pratt Hall building. As the dorm president walked near Martha's room, she noticed a strange flashes of red light coming out from the doors of Martha's room. A few moments later, she reached Martha's room, but upon opening the door, she screamed and fainted. Other girls from all over the building rushed from their rooms to see what was wrong. When they entered Martha's room, they found the lifeless body of Martha lying on the floor of her room. Her dead body was dressed in a red cloth and was soaked with blood. When they checked Martha's body, they found out that she had killed herself by cutting her wrists with a knife. Since this incident, many students have reported seeing a ghostly figure in red walking up and down the hallway on the fourth floor of the Pratt Hall residential building. This is the same floor of the building where Martha lived and died. Some students have even witnessed Martha's spirit passing through the walls or closed doors. Sometimes the red curtains that are still hanging in the locked-off room of Martha blow even though the door and windows are shut. Many students claim that on the anniversary of Martha's death, the haunting and spooky activities in the campus hall seem to increase. Her ghost always appears on that night with strange red light glowing from her former room and haunts the Pratt Hall building. Since the ghostly figure of Martha appeared as a red glowing light, the ghost of Martha came to be known as the Red Lady of Huntingdon College. So why would Martha's spirit choose to remain in the Pratt Hall residential building of Huntingdon College even after her death? Many people believed that Martha's spirit remained on the college campus to take revenge on those who mistreated or rejected her while she was staying there. But others believed that she was there to warn new students who are outsiders of the potential harm of being mistreated or rejected by the students from Alabama. However, students around campus said that the spirit of Martha never harms anyone. A few students also claim that Martha's spirit has brought them soup when they are sick. Some even said the Martha spirit has put blankets over them when they are asleep in the classroom after a long night of studying. So most people believed that Martha's spirit protects students from danger. There was even a strange incident when one of the female students fell from a second-story window of the Pratt Hall building to the ground floor due to an accident. But a mysterious entity catches the student and saves her from being dead. When the student turned around to see who it was, a strange red figure surrounded by a tiny red mist appeared for a moment, and then it disappeared. It is said that Martha's spirit still remains on the 4th floor of the Pratt Hall residential building. Today, the Pratt Hall building is no longer a residential building. Because of the alleged haunting of the Pratt Hall building by the spirit of the Martha, the residential hall was shifted to another building. Then the Pratt Hall building has been converted from a residential hall to the college's Department of Education and Psychology. The story of the ghost of Martha is so famous that the Huntingdon College Authority hosts an annual program called the annual Red Lady Run. On this day, college girls wear red dresses with their faces painted white and run around the campus.